Top AEW stars tell the locker room that CM Punk will never return. Plus, a new WWE signing is set to get a major push. And another WWE star possibly injured during the live tour. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Spoke too soon where I wished you a happy new year, didn't I? Here we are back once again with the ill behavior, a third bite of wrestling news for you for the end of 2022. And CM Punk is the topic of the day once more in the locker room of AEW. We spoke just the other day about how Dax Harwood was keen for the Elite and Punk to break bread, make peace, and get over whatever it is they're struggling with right now. And it's quite the opposite story for some people in the locker room, it seems. Chris Jericho, among others, according to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer, are saying to the rest of the locker room that they will make sure that CM Punk will never, ever return to AEW. On the situation about Punk's possible comeback, Dave Meltzer's sources say, as of right now, nothing has changed. So they're still looking like no plans for CM Punk to be back as part of AEW. But even if it was possibly on the horizon, it seems as if Chris Jericho and others aren't keen to see it happen. Now, we've seen that Chris Jericho, along with Brian Danielson, I should say, and Jon Moxley, I should call him Dean Ambrose just for continuity there, have really stepped up in terms of locker room leaders since the all-out, brawl-out, fallout. And Chris Jericho keen to kind of keep that happy place mentality right now. And from what many have said, CM Punk didn't really help that backstage scenery. Of course, that's what we have heard. Dax Harwood offers a very different perspective on that. But Chris Jericho, among others, according to the Wrestling Observer, are keen to make sure that CM Punk is not a part of the locker room in AEW going forward. Moving away from CM Punk, let's talk Dragon Lee. He's been another name on our lips throughout the last couple of days. It was Wednesday night in AAA that he won the AAA tag titles alongside Dralistico and then said, I'm off to WWE. I'm off to join NXT in January. The Wrestling Observer today revealing that he was actually offered something with AEW as well, but made the decision to go with the WWE. Because there was more chance of punching through and less chance of getting lost in the shuffle, it would seem. He cites that guys like Roosh and Bandido, Rey Fenix and Penta are ahead of him in AEW, whereas with NXT, there's a bit more of a playing field for him to possibly work through. Now, granted, historically, they're not particularly on the money, are they, when it comes to Mexican wrestling stars, Rey Mysterio being the very obvious exception, one of the biggest wrestling stars on the planet. But then for every Rey Mysterio, you have a Sin Cara or a Lucha House Party. And that's no dig to Lucha House Party before you kick off. I know Jack the Jobber might be watching this and being furious about the way that I'm talking about his boys. In terms of like how they were booked and how they were kept. Dragon Lee, however, there is some possibility here that there is a big push planned. He is set to become the highest paid NXT wrestler. Now that Mandy Rose has gone, he's set to take over that role with the offer that he has had, according to rumblings around his deal. There's also within that deal plans for frequent pay rises and a push to the main roster by 2024. You wouldn't do that for somebody who you're umming and ahhing about, would you? You absolutely would not. So it's looking as if a major push is on the cards for Dragon Lee once he gets his feet under the table in NXT. Now, that was a big night on Wednesday for AAA because we saw the tag titles wrested away from FTR and we saw the mixed tag team titles taken from Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello. A number of things behind this. We reported in the last video that FTR are done with AAA and it seems like Guevara and Mello are as well. There's been plans for a while, according to Dave Meltzer, to take the belt off of Guevara and Ty Mello, but visa issues and illness issues and travel issues have prevented that from happening on numerous occasions. So that's why we got the thing that we had on Wednesday night for AAA, where Conan came out and said, they've been diva-ish demands in storyline. So therefore, we're stripping them of the titles and we're going to crown new champions here now. It seems as if AAA is getting their belt back from AEW stars. That seems to be the plan for them right now. In terms of why, maybe it's just a case of them wanting to sort of get their house in order and focus more on stars within their own company. That's very likely what it could be. Very possibly where we're going with that. But it seems as if AAA are pulling away a little bit from AEW, for now at least, and focusing a little bit more in-house. Doesn't surprise me. Heading into the new year, it's like spring cleaning, isn't it? It's like spring cleaning. We'll end on a bit of news from the live tour, the one that has been described as a complete nightmare over the past few days. Nothing to do with what WWE have done, just logistical, bad weather, breakdown issues and such. It's just been a rough one. And of course, we talked earlier today about the injury to AJ Styles. That hasn't helped things either. Possibly another injury during the live event tour. This one to Bray Wyatt. He competed on December the 26th at Madison Square Garden. His first match back since WrestleMania against Randy Orton years ago. His first in-ring action since then. A 3-minute affair where he beat Jinder Mahal pretty easily with Sister Abigail. Apparently, he suffered a broken finger in that match. Video has emerged of him chatting to fans as he's walking down the ramp post-match, and he reveals that he's got a broken finger. Now, how true that is, whether or not he was concerned that he might have broke his finger, whether he knows he broke his finger, whether he's just working the fans as one Wyndham Rotunda is to do, we're not quite sure. This is certainly one that we're going to keep an eye on, and we may have a little bit more insight into this across the weekend. With Bray Wyatt, though, and SmackDown being tonight, he doesn't necessarily need to wrestle tonight. He could still go out there and do what Bray Wyatt does with a broken freaking finger, i.e. cutting promos and being a spooky boy. That is, you don't need to have a fully working set of digits in order to do that. We'll keep an eye on the Bray Wyatt situation. Hopefully it's an injury that's not going to keep him too far away. But what a weird holiday tour it's been. We had multiple major stars missing events due to bad weather. We had AJ Styles' injury last night. Possibly a Bray Wyatt one as well. Maybe Danhausen got into the booking committee. Who knows? Now I will say farewell for 2023. What a crazy old time it has been. Thank you very much for your time. And indeed, I will see you in 2023. 2022 has been a busy one. We thank you for continuing to support what we do. I am very grateful for the lovely messages that I've had from people going, fair play to Tom doing all of this on his own. I'm not doing it on my own. Big thanks to Ryan Luke, who has been editing these videos. Big thanks to Adam Pacitti and to Sam Driver, who've been also uploading these videos as well. I'm just sat here talking the videos. They're doing the proper stuff. I'm just sat here doing the fun bit. They're actually doing the other stuff. Aidan Gibbons from Cultaholic.com has continued to be writing the videos as well by writing for the website and giving us updates and stuff. So we're very grateful for that as well. I just have fun compiling and then talking. It's kind of how I roll, baby. Loads of fun videos over New Year's, and then we're back to normal on Tuesday. Business as normal. Have a great New Year. Stay safe and love you. Bye.